All right, let's start our series. You're going to be lying on your mat, knees bent, heels hip width apart in line with the sit bones. Reaching the fingertips towards the heels. Start off with a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, access your pelvic floor. Draw the tummy into the spine and start to tilt that pelvis, curling up through the spine one vertebra at a time until you are in your bridge position. In that bridge position, check the ribs are connected. Keep those chopsticks between your ribs and your hips and rolling it down one vertebra at a time, releasing that tail. Let's do that again. Breathe and prepare. Breathe out, tilt, rolling it up. Make sure that those knees are not flaring open and rolling it down. Articulate that spine. Let's do 2 more of those. Breathe and prepare. Breathe out, pelvic floor tilt, rolling it up. Hold it at the top for an inhale and exhale to roll it down, really feeling every part of the spine. Release the pelvis to neutral. One more time, pelvic floor, belly to spine, tilt and roll it up. And gently rolling it down, really get those ribs to melt into the mat, releasing into neutral spine. Breathe and prepare, pelvic floor, tilt, rolling it up. We're going to hold it up at the top, open the arms a bit wider into a V, float one leg up and lowering it down, and other leg up. And as you lower it down, feel the weight shift into that foot, one leg up. Try and keep those hips level, so we don't want one hip to drop, and lower. We're going to do 4 more, and lower, and 3. Careful you don't lose that pelvic tilt. Keep zipping it up, and 1 more. Hold it there for an inhale, and exhale, roll it down through the spine, releasing that tail. Breathe in to prepare. Pelvic floor tilt, rolling it up. Check the rib cage. We're now going to lift the leg, extend it up to the ceiling. 4 times, lower the leg until it reaches knee level. And 2, keep both hips elevated. And 3, and 4. Bend that knee, placing that foot down, and articulate down through the spine, just to give the legs a rest. Breathe in, prepare, breathe out to tilt. Make sure that belly button is drawn into the spine, float the other leg up. Extend to the ceiling, and lower 4. Lift, and 3. Lift, and 2. Keep zipping up between those hip bones. And bend that knee. Place the foot down and articulate through that spine. Release. Again, breathe in, prepare, breathe out to tilt. Rolling it up. Float the first leg up and extend. We're going to do this series 1 more time. Lower 1. And lift, and 2. And lift, and 3. And lift, 1 more. And lift, bend the knee, place the toes down, and articulate through that spine. Breathe and prepare. Don't forget to breathe. Pelvic floor tilt, rolling it up. Keep those ribs in check as you float the leg up and extend. And drop. And lift. And 2. And lift. We have last 2. 1 more to go. Place that foot down and rolling it down. Release the tail. From there, we're going to just bring those knees into the chest and we're going to roll it up. We're going to flip over onto our hands and knees so we can go into our kneeling series. Now, also in your kneeling series, feel free to do a couple of cat and cow manipulations just to warm up that back. But for now, we're going to go straight into those glutes. So we're going to start off with 1 leg behind, extending that leg, and we're going to just start with 8 lifts and 7. Now pull that tummy in, close the rib cage. 5. Shoulders are out of the ears. 3. And 2. And 1. Now you're going to hold it up. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to pull the knee in around the spine and extend. Now try not to overarch when you extend the leg. We're trying to work in those glutes. We're not trying to get into the back. And you've got to really pull that tummy into the spine, especially as you extend the leg. 4, and reach, and 3, and reach. We have 2, and reach. We have 1, and reach. Take the opposite arm forward, find the balance. Tap down, lift up into our bird dog. 2, and lift, and 3. Keep drawing the rib cage in, and 4, We have 4 more to go. And 5 and 6. Keep knitting those ribs together. 7. Last one, 8. Now keep that leg up there. I know it might be getting tired at this stage. We're going to lower down onto our forearms. Flex the foot. Bend the knee. Pull the knee in just next to the other knee. And donkey kick. And 2. Keep drawing the ribs in. And 3. And 4. Try and energize to the top of the head. 5. And 6. We have 2 more. 7. And 8. We're going to hold it at the top and pulse. Pulse. And 2. And 3. And 4. 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And releasing it down. Taking it back onto all fours. Now you've had a rest for those wrists. Other leg. Let's start with our straight leg. Lift and lower. Keep zipping up the tummy. Constant awareness. Feel like there's a cactus underneath you and you want to pull that tummy off the cactus. 4 and 3. We have 2 more. We have 1 more. Let's hold it up and pulse. Pulse. 2. Now you can either point the foot or flex it. Whatever feels comfortable for you. 6, 7, and 8. Bring the knee in and extend. Bring the knee as close to your nose as you can. Feel like you're getting a nice stretch in the back as you round that spine. Extend and in. Remember to suck that tummy deep into the spine. 4 and out. And 3 and out. We have 2 more to go. 2. And if your calf starts to cramp, just flex your foot. Now we're going to hold it there. Take the opposite arm forward, lifting it up. Find your balance. Tap down and bird dog. And 2. Really try not to let the head collapse. Keep that head up in line with the spine. We're going to do 4 more. 3 more. Keep zipping up the tummy. 2 more. 1 more. Keep that leg up, lowering it down to those forearms. Get that leg a bit higher if you can. Pull the ribs in. Flex the foot and bend it. Swing it in. And kick back. 2. And 3. We have 4. And 5. 6. Keep drawing the ribs together. 7. And 8. Hold it up. Pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and bringing it in. Well done. This series that we're going to do now is focusing predominantly on your core. But your core is not just your stomach muscles, it includes your back. So we will do some exercises lying on our back and some lying on our front that can target the lower and the middle back. Okay, find that position. Heels in line with the sit bones. Legs hip-width apart. First, find that pelvic floor. Engage that core. Gently nod your chin. Hold your apricot. Exhale to chest lift. Reach through those fingers. Hold for a breath in. And breathe out to release it down. Again, gently nod your chin. Exhale, chest lift. Hold for an inhale. Release it down. And 2 more times. Nod, chest lift. Reach through those fingers. Release it down. 1 more. Nod, chest lift. Stretching through those fingers. Release it down. Now find that pelvic floor, belly button to spine. Float your right leg. Float your left leg. Gently lower your right. Lower your left. Release all the muscles. We're just going to find it first. Pelvic floor, belly button to spine. Float your left leg. Float your right leg. Lower your left. Lower your right. Release everything. 1 more time to stay there. Pelvic floor, belly to spine. Float your right. Float your left. And we tap 1 and lift. 1 leg down, lift. The whole time you are jogging those feet. Slowly you are focusing on keeping the back nice and still. And 7 and 8. Let's go double time. And a jog. And a 2. 3 and a 4. 5 and a 6. 7 and a 8. Bring those knees back together. We're going to try and take that leg a little bit further. See what happens to your core. Now, if you find that back wants to arch or you're starting to really feel the back kick in, then don't go further away, keeping it short and close to the body. We're going to do 4 more. and 3. So you're going to repeat the series with your feet closer to you or further away if you need more of a challenge. Faster tempo. Jog, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Both knees together, gently lower one foot, lower the other foot, shake everything out. Again, pelvic floor, tummy to spine. Float one leg up, float the other leg up. This time, nod your chin, chest lift. Both hands against one thigh, push the thigh into the hands, extend the other leg, and change, breathe out, and shh, and shh. Put pressure into that thigh with your hands. And 6, and 7, and 8. Hands behind the head, elbows stay open, crisscross. 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. We have 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. I'm going to give you a little break. You're going to hug those knees into the chest just for a second, just to make sure that you don't start letting those other muscles kick in. Gently put one leg down and then the other. Let's find it again. Breathe in to prepare. Access that pelvic floor, belly to spine. Float one and then the other leg. Nod your chin and chest lift. Extend one leg up to the ceiling, other leg away from you, pulling it in. Double breath out. Shh, shh, change. Shh, shh, change. Shh, shh, change. Shh, shh. You have 4. That exhale is important because it helps you to drop that tummy down into your spine. And 1. And hug the knees into the chest. Relax the head. Shake it out from side to side. Now, if you need a little bit more than that, you can go through that whole series again. Rewind your video and start again. But we are going to actually flip over onto our front so that we can go into our prone series. So starting with your hands in your cobra position, hands in line with your shoulders, elbows on the floor. Push that pubic bone into the mat and pull the tummy in. Roll a marble forward with your nose and lift up through the top of the head, cracking a walnut between the shoulder blades and releasing it down. Again, pubic bone to mat, tummy in. Roll the marble forward, lift up to the top of the head, crack a walnut, and releasing it down. We're going to do 2 more. Pubic bone to mat, tummy in, crack a walnut as you lift up to the top of the head, and releasing it down. 1 more. Pubic bone to mat, tummy in, and roll the marble forward, lift up to the top of the head, and release it down. Now hover your nose just above the mat, pubic bone to the ground, tummy in, squeeze those glutes to lift the legs and lower. And 2, keep that tilt. And 3, zip up the tummy more. And 4, keep trying to engage more into the core. And 6, 2 more. And 7, you will feel the lower back work a little bit. And 8, release. Shake everything out for a second. And pubic bone to mat, tummy in. We're going to roll the marble forward, coming up. See if you can come a bit higher. If you can't, you just stay here. Lower the upper body and lift the lower body. And straight away into your cobra. And seesaw, lift the lower body. And cobra, suck the tummy in deep. And seesaw. And lift. And seesaw. 2 more lifts, zip up the tummy. And seesaw. 1 more lift. And seesaw. And release. Now we always stretch the back out after we've been in that position. So rounding out that spine, stretching out into your recovery stretch, reaching through those fingers, just energizing, lengthening the muscles, releasing that neck. So if you need a little bit more time to work on the core and work on the back, then just repeat that series again. We are going to be using our band to help us with our stretch, but you can also use a towel or a jersey, anything that can help you pull your leg closer towards you. So we start with our hamstring stretch, hooking that band around the foot. The bottom leg is bent, and we take this leg up to that point where we can just feel the stretch in the hamstring. So just hold it there, breathing into that stretch. Try and relax into the upper back. Nice, easy, controlled stretch. And what you want to do is try and hold it for a good 16 counts. If it starts to ease in that muscle, you can pull it a little bit closer and then hold it again. So what we don't want to do is bounce in that stretch or push too far, too fast. The key with stretching is to be slow and steady. Now we're going to take it for our inner thighs into an adductor stretch. So you take the leg out to the side and the opposite knee stays open. What I want that opposite knee to do is to counterbalance you so you don't roll off your hip. Both hips have to stay even on the mat. You're going to zip up that tummy and you can use that band to pull slightly down so that you get more of a stretch. You might not even need to do that though. You can just use the band to hold the leg. That is your stretch number 3. Again, we hold for a good 16 seconds. If you're in a rush, if not, even more. Then cross that ankle over the knee. Reach through and grab the bottom leg. Wrap those fingers around the thigh. Use this elbow to push the floating knee open. Now, if you need to, you can lift the head to bring those legs closer to you and then release the head down. The more you shift the legs towards the side of the bottom leg, the more you're going to feel a stretch in this glute. And the more you push on that knee, the floating knee with your elbow, the more you'll feel the stretch. And if you need to increase the stretch, pull on that back leg to pull those legs closer to your chest. And always breathe. Don't forget to breathe in your stretches. So once you've held that for a good 16 counts, we're going to swap it to the other side before we flip over to do our quadriceps. So again, take the leg to where you feel the tension in the muscle. And if you've got a jersey or a towel, you don't have a band, you just flip that over your foot, or you can put the jersey or the towel around the back of your leg. Just holding it there, breathing into that stretch. If you feel that those muscles release, take a nice deep breath in and breathe out and pull it a bit closer. Just lengthening that muscle out after the work that it's done. Nice and easy. Easy breaths. And taking it out to the side for our adductor stretch. Other knee is falling open to counterbalance. Pulling down slightly with that band and engaging that core. Just again, keep breathing into that stretch. And like with the hamstring stretch, if it starts to ease, you can pull a little bit further down or even pull more towards your shoulder so that the leg comes up on a slight diagonal. And then gently bring it up. Take the band off and cross the ankle over the bottom knee. Reach through to grab the bottom leg, wrap those fingers around the thigh. Push that knee open with your elbow and lower the head and pull the legs towards your chest. Now, as you pull them towards your chest, shift a little bit towards the back of the hip of the side of your bottom leg, the leg that you've got your fingers wrapped around. Push the legs more to that side and you'll feel that stretch increase. Again, if you need to add a bit more intensity, pull the legs closer to your body, push open more with the elbow, and breathe. And release. So before we flip over onto our front, extend one leg and hug the other knee into the chest. We're just trying to open out the hip flexor because especially with the core work, we use those hip flexors a lot. And you're going to really flex out of that heel. You're going to feel like someone's pulling that leg out of your hip as you pull the knee close into your chest to feel that opening in the front of the hip. This is a really good stretch if you spend a lot of time sitting because the hip flexors get incredibly tight. Change to the other side, so extend that bottom leg. Pull the top knee in as close as you can and really reach out of that leg. Imagine someone pulling it in this direction as you pull the knee towards your chest. And again, just breathing into it. You can just count for your 16 seconds. And gently release. Last stretch we're going to do is we're going to roll over onto our front, into our prone position. You're going to grab one foot and you're going to pull that heel towards your bum. So in this position, you still want to tilt that pelvis, scoop that tummy in so that you don't collapse into the lower back. You want to be careful of twisting that knee. You want to pull that knee straight into the middle of the bum cheek. So it's not so much about getting your heel to your bum. It's more about getting that stretch in the front of the thigh. Now you'll see my range is a bit limited on this side because of my knee injury. So once you've held that, we're going to take it to the other side. You can see I've got a lot more range here. Pressing that pubic bone into the mat, pulling that knee towards the bum and zipping up that tummy. And again, you want to hold it and keep squeezing the bum and keep pressing pubic bone to mat. Couple of breaths there. And gently release it. And then we're just going to do 2 stretches for the upper body. Especially if you've done band work, you're going to take the arms behind, clasp the fingers, stretch those arms behind you. I'm going to show you from the side, and lift them up slightly. This will help to stretch across the chest and the front of the shoulders. And again, you want to hold that and breathe into it and sink the back of the shoulders. And gently release. To stretch out the upper back, you're going to clasp the fingers and push them forward, pushing through the palms. You're going to round your spine and reach through the palms as you reach back with the spine through the shoulder blades. Just be careful of hunching the shoulders up. Draw the armpits down into the waist and pull that tummy back as well. Really let the abdominals help you in that rounded spine. And gently release. So always make sure that you get some stretches in at least a couple of times a week. And sometimes if you've only got time for a bit of core and a couple of stretches, then that's great, as long as you are regularly moving your body. Good luck and enjoy.